it's Vikram, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how to break bad habits. The secret? 5 simple yet highly effective strategies that have proven time and again to break any bad habit that I developed, and now I have adopted newer ones that serve me, and I'm chasing all of the goals that I deeply desire for myself. And soon you will be able to do the same. In fact, with my background of being a psychologist, I've applied these exact tips with a number of different clients, and they have seen extraordinary results. So if you stick with me till the very end of this video, I'm going to reveal all of those secrets that are going to show you exactly how to break bad habits, and ultimately you will realize that breaking any bad habit, whatever it might be that you're struggling with right now, is not as hard as you might have initially thought. And all I ask for in return is if you could please take half a second to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I would deeply appreciate it. It furthers my cause to help out so many other people who are struggling with something. Thank you so much. The first and most important key to breaking any bad habit once and for all is reminding yourself that you can do this. Now, whether the bad habit that you're currently dealing with is something like procrastination, being tardy where you're not on time for what you should be on time for, whether it's some kind of substance use like alcohol or smoking and you're trying to give that up, remember that there are going to be challenges along the way whenever you try to initiate a change. And the most important thing you want to remember all throughout that change is that you can do this. Now, why is this so important? See, human beings, we don't like change. We like things to remain the way they are. And the more we try to initiate that change, the more our brain is going to try and tell us, hey, don't try and change things. Keep them the way they are. And sometimes, even if this is for our own benefit, we will actively try to think and behave the exact same way, even if it is negative for us. So here's exactly what you need to start off with. Make the shift here that you can achieve this. See, it's a transition from where you are right now to where you want to go. And in order to get to this point, you need to first change how you think, feel, and ultimately how you behave in order to achieve the goal. And yes, somewhere, someplace in your mind, there might be this thought that yes, I have tried to change in the past and it hasn't worked out for me. It might even seem like you've done everything in your power to overcome this challenge. And for whatever reason we continue to behave in the same way and think the same things, you need to realize that whenever you try to create a shift of this nature, it is going to be challenging. And what I found is that regardless of how daunting it might be to change your habits, you need to realize that ultimately you have to get back to that place within your mind, change that internal game, shift your thinking, and understand that your beliefs need to change. And that fundamental belief that I can do this, that I will become someone better, that is what you need to go for. Tip number 2 is all about setting a goal for yourself. How exactly are you planning to do that? Now, traditionally, for whatever reason, we may not have been taught growing up exactly how to set a goal. And now that you're trying to create such a big change for yourself and you're trying to break a bad habit, you need to understand that it's going to take a different goal setting process than what you might have tried in the past. And yes, while it is important to have time-bound goals for yourself and have a date by which you want to accomplish that goal, what you need to understand is that with regard to habits that require periodic change, you want to focus on the process. So what is a process-oriented goal? Rather than looking at a goal as having a particular outcome, you look at how far you have grown in relation to that outcome, and you notice exactly how much you are progressing along the way. Now, before you say, "Oh, Vikram, but I don't want to do that. I just want to change once and for all." Well, I'm guessing you probably tried that in the past. How did that work out for you? This is exactly why I highly encourage you to set a process-oriented goal for yourself. Look, it does not have to be one big leap until the final point where you have achieved that big goal, which might be very challenging for you at this point of time. Instead, if you can start off from this point where you are right now and start making baby steps and making bigger and bigger strides, the more confidence you gain, constantly reinforcing the fact that you can do this, that is going to help you big time in the long run. Now, based on how much time do you measure this for yourself? Although this might change based on the kind of habit you're trying to break, what you need to understand is that how would you like to see that change in relation to a particular time frame that you have set for yourself. So let's assume here that you are going to give yourself 1 month to break this bad habit. How you measure your progress under these circumstances is relative to that day by day growth, which leads up to a week by week growth, and ultimately you reach that eventual goal that you set for yourself. This kind of systematic growth is going to propel you into being someone who looks at yourself as an action taker, someone who is actively pursuing a goal that they have set for themselves, and now you are moving closer and closer towards it. And by the way, if you want a more complete guide on goal setting, here are some free tips for you. You can check them out. Hit the I button or go down to the description box below where I've linked it up. It is going to help you set some amazing goals for yourself. And hey, you are going to be super proud of yourself when you start accomplishing each of these. Step number 3 towards breaking any bad habit is to reduce and eventually stop that bad behavior. Look, if you're going to actually see some kind of change in yourself, once again, you need to focus on what you think, how you feel, and how you behave in relation to what you want to achieve. And once you're in that place where you know exactly what you're working towards, you have that clarity of thought that yes, this is what I want to achieve, that this is the habit that I'm trying to break, and this is where I'm headed towards, now you're in a strong position of power. And the funny thing is, fundamentally, a lot of people think that it's how do I break this bad habit? How do I get rid of this once and for all? When the answer has been sitting right in front of them the entire time. And that is coming to a deep, profound understanding on the inside as to why. Why do you want to change? Why do you want to achieve this goal that you have set for yourself? Why do you want to give up this bad habit and possibly adopt something new? So what I'm really trying to tell you is this. You need to find the why behind why you want to change. And it's in your ability to find the why that will allow you to find the how you're actually going to break these bad habits once and for all. Now, one of the things I was personally struggling with was going to the gym. I used to procrastinate going to the gym for the longest time. And how I reduced and eventually stopped that procrastination was finding my why. I gave myself multiple different reasons as to why I want to go to the gym, why I want to be fit, why I want to look better, why I would probably be more confident, why things would change for me, and why this new habit of going to the gym would ultimately help me defeat my procrastination habit that I had set for myself. And rather than engaging in a lot of self-blame and putting myself down, what I realized is that all I need to do is take action on the right things. So since procrastination was one of those big things for me and I wanted to shift out of it, I started taking action by going to the gym more regularly. And once again, there wasn't any particular outcome I was working towards, but the process was very clear to go every single day and see some kind of measurable growth in my own self. As I saw measurable results in the gym and I saw the amount of effort coming through, I realized that procrastination, or really any bad habit, does not have the power to stop me. And the same applies to you. In fact, now I don't even think twice about going to the gym. I just go. I don't procrastinate because I know what I love and I know what I want. And I know for a fact that I don't want to continue with that poor habit from the past. All I want to do is focus on this new thing, and that is leading into step number 4. Tip number 4 is something that a lot of people struggle with, but it's the most obvious solution for breaking any bad habit. And that is to find a better way to feel good. See, what a lot of people won't tell you is that there is a sense of comfort even in a bad habit. And even though we may really want to change for ourselves, it's in this comfort zone that we find ourselves constantly caught up. So if you're going to break through from this comfort zone and come out on the other side a better person, what you need to understand is that you don't escape from something, you escape to something. Just because someone has given up alcohol or smoking does not necessarily mean that they are going to adopt a better habit once they give up that. In fact, most people who do have a bad habit find another poor way to cope with what they're struggling with, and that is usually something internally stressful. And if you're stuck in that place and you're not able to find your way out, here's exactly what you need to do. You, my friend, you need to find a new and different way to feel good. This means that if your habit is binging and eating too much or eating too little, you need to find new, healthier habits that are going to benefit you. If you're lazy, lacking motivation, and never in the mood to exercise or study, you need to adopt new habits that you can enjoy and follow through on. If it's maybe alcohol, cigarettes, some kind of drugs, well, you need to start adopting new habits once again that will allow you to feel a lot better about yourself, that are ultimately not going to have a negative impact on you. And once again, in these situations, clarity really is power. You need to know for yourself what you derive pleasure from, and then go more towards those things that are not going to have a negative impact on you, but everything is going to be positive about it. So whatever it is you're currently struggling with, finding new ways to adopt that sense of feeling that yes, I am progressing, that I'm moving towards something new and better for myself, that is going to reinforce you to continue with the process and do even more for yourself. And ultimately, what you need to do for yourself is try many different things and find what works for you. Through this process of trying different things, you are going to ultimately find one or two things that you really enjoy. And those are the things that you can work on to create new and better habits. And that, my friend, is exactly tip number 5. That new thing that you have found for yourself that you gain a lot of pleasure from, you need to turn it into a new positive habit. Look, there are people out there who had bad habits but found their way through and adopted new ones that serve them constantly. And you too, you can do the same. Look, there are many people out there who are likely to have gone through the same challenges that you have. But what you need to remember is that they did find a way to come out on the other side. So you want to hang out with those people and find out the different strategies that work for them. And now all you need to do is just apply the exact same thing. Talking to them, engaging with them, and working with yourself on a consistent basis to create a new identity that you can embrace and love every single day, where you are thinking, feeling, and behaving in a positive way towards the ultimate goal of this new habit, this new life that you're working towards. This is what is going to help you out tremendously as you continue to grow. I would like you to remember that sometimes it is a challenge to overcome any kind of bad habit that tends to get set in. But the easiest way to overcome any bad habit is to never let it get set in the first place. Always make an effort to be conscious of how you're thinking, feeling, and behaving under different circumstances, particularly when you are put under some degree of stress. Today, unfortunately, we start to set up and maintain a lot of bad habits simply because we have not learned how to deal with stress. If we do not learn how to deal with this stress early on, we are going to continue to have these bad habits stay with us for life. And the longer time goes on, the harder it is for you to break these habits. Remember that. But hey, so long as you can stay with the process, you can stay consistent, I promise you, the more action you take, you will see the results that you are seeking. So if you're genuinely interested in overcoming all of these bad habits once and for all and setting up a new life, establishing a new identity for yourself that is grounded deeply with regard to something that you want to achieve for yourself, then make sure you check out the Super Confidence Training System. I've linked it up down in the description box below. I've adopted it in my life. My students are using it in their life, and we are all seeing amazing results. And if you are looking for something similar, I promise you, you are going to benefit from it tremendously. I'll be looking forward to seeing you there. In the meantime, make sure you follow all 5 of these tips, comment down below and let me know how things turned out for you, how are you progressing, and I will do my level best to help you out. And of course, if you found this video of value, make sure you hit that like button right now. Go ahead and share this video with your friends and family so that they too will have the knowledge base necessary to deal with any bad habits that they're currently struggling with, and they can overcome that challenge once and for all. Also, feel free to add me on Instagram and Facebook if you want to be part of it there. And hey, if this is your first time here, you're looking to evolve, transform, and become the best version of yourself, see real results, and create a life that you love every single day, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, because I am going to help you out tremendously. Make sure you check out all of these other videos that I've laid out for you. And this is Vikram signing off. I'll be seeing you in the next session.